There is no cure-all for mental illness, and no one's battle is ever the same because everybody's struggle is completely different. You can't take a magical pill and then be perfect. It's just not how it works. It's a daily struggle, it's a daily battle. And sometimes you lose. So many people don't understand. They can't possibly understand because it's not something that they have ever dealt with in their life. And chances are they never will understand. Mental illness has carried a stigma through the ages, through the generations, that prevails to this day. And it's not something that seems to be going away no matter how much we try and talk about it. It's so difficult to have an open and honest conversation about it. The common belief in society is that depression is feeling a bit blue, and somehow you can remedy that by just bucking up or getting over it, but that's not how it works. Depression is a mood disorder that takes over every aspect of your life. It absolutely consumes it until you feel so overwhelmingly bleak, like there is no hope. And every day you're living with the worst pain of your life. There are so many things that they don't tell you about living with depression. And there are so many misconceptions. When you meet somebody who suffers from a mental illness like depression, you don't always know how to react or how to treat them. But the truth is, we are just like everybody else. We just have to learn to live a little differently. Not every day is going to be absolute bottom, at your absolute worst. Not every day you're going to feel like you're wading through the sludge of helplessness and nothingness and emptiness. Some days you bounce out of bed absolutely ready for the world, and it's not a struggle to eat, it's not a struggle to sleep. You don't feel physically ill and like the world has turned their back on you. Unfortunately, the bad days often outweigh the good. There's just a weight that seems to hold you in place. You struggle to get out of bed. You struggle to move on with your day, to complete even the simplest of tasks, like brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, basic hygiene, even getting dressed. You just feel sick and slow and sluggish. And you don't always feel like you're there, like you're present, or that you matter. You want to do absolutely nothing, and then you feel guilty for being so completely unproductive with your life, and you're drained even though you've done absolutely nothing. You're going to continually ask yourself, why am I not happy? I should be happy. I have a great life. What is wrong with me? Why am I so useless? Why am I a burden? And then somebody asks you, how are you doing? And you're like, I'm fine. But guess what? You're not fine. There are nights that you lay awake, that crippling self-doubt just eats at you. Your chest aches with an intangible pain that you couldn't describe even if you wanted to, and you spend the rest of the day in a fog because your mind just won't rest. And there are days that you can't wake up, you can't open your eyes, you can't find the energy to get out of bed. Exhaustion just rules you. You're completely lethargic, and you keep telling yourself, just 5 more minutes. And 6 hours later, you're still in bed. You can't eat. You have no appetite. And the thought of food just makes you feel ill. Sometimes you forget. Food is just not something that crosses your mind. Basic necessity is lost. But then you can't eat enough because of that gnawing ache in the pit of your stomach. Like food is somehow gonna fill that hollowness. And you gain weight, and your self-image goes down the toilet because you're fat, but you can't stop eating. Just stop eating. Your mind isn't your own. You suffer memory loss. The passage of time is completely skewed. In a matter of a few minutes to you, hours have gone by, and you have no idea where that time has gone. You don't just forget to eat. You forget to do the laundry. You forget appointments. You forget your friends' names. Have you already had a cup of coffee today? How did this conversation start? I don't understand what is happening in it. When did I start forgetting things? It wasn't always like this. Some days you feel fine. Some days the smile on your face is not completely fake. But then there are days where you wish you were dead. That you would cease to exist, that it wasn't selfish to leave. To just end. The constant pain. The toughest thing you will ever face is the next day, the next hour, the next second. Living is the bravest thing you will ever do. It takes courage. Because you are still here. Do you hear me? You are still here. I'm still here.